Winning a scholarship means so much to me, just as proof that hard work pays off.
Education is knowledge. Knowledge gives you options. Options give you power.
With the scholarship, I can fulfill my dream to get the education that I didn't know I was missing.
No matter what obstacles might be in your way, don't let that stop you. There are opportunities that are available, and education is very important, and it can change your life.
I grew up in a very abusive home, so I dealt with physical brutality as a young girl through my teens, and I finally was able to escape it and was taken into social services. When I got the phone call, it was right before Christmas, so it was the ultimate Christmas present. And it was Sunday evening. I was like, that's a weird number. I don't know that number, but let me pick it up. It's Sunday. Who knows? Maybe someone saying, hey. And it was telling me that I won a scholarship. And I'd poured my heart into an essay, and it was visceral and raw. And it was lovely to know that somebody in another state read my words, and it impacted them enough to think about me and give me a call. So it was huge. It is huge. I'm grateful for the scholarship because it reminds women that we are super strong and that we can do anything that we want to do. And it's lovely because it connects women who are on the rise, who are moving up, with women who are an example of where we'll be. So that's amazing.
I plan to empower myself through my education with receiving a bachelor's degree in accounting, and with that degree I'm able to take my CPA exam, and then once I do that I want to open up a county notary and tax service, and with the money that I make from there I wanted to transfer it over to a nonprofit organization. Right now I have 10 kids in the household, and instead of using that as an excuse not to finish, I use that as motivation to finish, because I have to be a role model for them and also be able to support them.
In my youth, towards the end of my high school year, I was focusing on going to college, but I did change my route a bit by becoming pregnant as a teen. So I was married at that time, and I just put it on hold, and I worked in sales and made sure that I was able to provide for my family. I'm grateful for the scholarship because it allows me to show my daughter that success is not ever something that you always have to keep on the shelf, that you can get back on track and you can engage in your future as you planned.
I look back now that I'm an adult, and obstacles I replace with the word of opportunity. Winning the scholarship actually became a validation for me through all of the hard work and efforts that I've done. And to do it for yourself is one thing, but to have it reiterated to you to where you, not that you have to have the justification, but it feels so humbling and validating when someone sees more in you than you even saw in yourself.
I'm grateful for the scholarship because it'll enable me to continue my education and continue by starting a master's program in the fall, which will be yet another tool that will help me accomplish my ultimate goal. With the scholarship, I can fulfill my dream to change communities and make a difference in the lives of people and ultimately run a nonprofit organization.
The goal with my education is to change ultimately my vocation. I would like to enter the nursing field. I'm halfway there right now in my BSN degree. My desire is to work with people that need help. When I found out that I had been selected for the scholarship, I immediately told my dad, because he was the one who's been helping me the most financially, pay for my school. I am grateful for the Emerge Scholarship because I really needed assistance to finish education with my BSN, and this is going to enable me to cover the full expense of my final 2 semesters.
Actually, October 18, 2006, a day I will never forget, I became a victim of a violent crime in my home. And that day changed my life like nothing else. And I decided to give up my career, 20 plus years, and begin college studies. When I found out I was selected for the scholarship, I cried. Having a group of individuals who don't even know me supporting me there are no words to explain that.
It's actually very admirable that these women who have overcome some great challenges are willing to help others, are willing to say, you know, I have had maybe some things that have happened to me and I could feel sorry for myself, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a positive influence in my community. And that to me is one of the greatest things about the women we help, is that they have that resilience.
I have overcome many obstacles. I, grew up in the foster care system after being abused as a child. It was very interesting because I had been raised by my grandmother, and she had a stroke and she was no longer able to care for me, which I kind of bounced around from family members and eventually ended up in foster care. I'm grateful for every challenge that I have had. It's definitely made me stronger. It's made me a better person. Out of the blue, I get this number that I don't recognize, and I answer it, and the very last thing I expected to hear on that other end of the phone was that I had received a scholarship to help continue my education. It just really gave me a boost of confidence, and it made me feel more resolved to actually get my degree. That people from across the country who did not know me, who listened to my stories and the words that I put to paper, and through that, they believed in me.
Through my education, I hope to be an advocate for other people, because after going through obstacles in my life, I found, other people need some helping hands, and they've helped me, and I want to help others. With this scholarship, I can now fulfill my dream to get into a nonprofit organization and really help out in my local community.
I plan to empower my life through education by finishing school, for one. I have a 5-year-old, so it's important that she sees how I'm able to finish school while taking care of her. Education is important so you can still accomplish your goals no matter what. I'm grateful for this scholarship because it shows me that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
I plan to empower my life through education by completing my master's degree in accounting and ultimately becoming a CPA. I've definitely had some obstacles that I've overcome in the midst of pursuing my education. My mother passed away when I was 3 years old, and I was raised by my maternal grandmother. And though my grandmother had limited education, she really believed in completing your education and going on to college. No matter what obstacles might be in your way, don't let that stop you. There are opportunities that are available, and education is very important, and it can change your life.